Question mark? Maybe? Hopefully? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller?
Okay, yeah, we got noise. We got noise.
Hey! Hello. Okay.
Woo!
Should I pretend to do like a pre-roll or something, and then we'll like come in and jump out of a cake? Hello, everybody.
Yeah, make it
Welcome.
build real fast. You know?
Right? We do. Yeah, build a thing. So, welcome. This is Dwarven Forge Live. It is the behind-the-scenes show where we show you everything at Dwarven Forge, how it actually happens, such as the audio not working, which I don't know. We just did. I restarted my whole computer, and that seemed to fix the problem. So we have audio. We're here. We're here on the Anvil to show you, talk about the latest in Kickstarter, talk about the news, hang out. I'm here with, who am I here with?
You're here with Mace.
Mace Griffin, and I'm Nate, and
Good to see you all.
we're gonna hang out and have a beer, and or cider in this case, and talk about terrain and gaming and why live stream audio is so hard. And I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. What are
you
we?
did it though.
All I did was restart the computer. It's not very. So what are we talking
Hey,
about tonight? What do we got?
half is half of IT job. Today we have a few different things in the news. Do we have the news segue ready?
So we got we're basically talking about Wildlands, right? We got it's all Wildlands. We have a couple of fun things to show before that. We got some news. We got a couple of fun things to show. Then talk Wildlands, right?
Woo!
All right. So let's go.
Oh,
Oh,
and then I know what you're getting at now. The exciting announcement.
oh, well, that could be the news lead off, I guess. I don't know. I was just trying to remember what we were doing. uh,
Okay.
all right. So let's go. Let's get very official. We're going to the news. Dun, dun,
All
dun, dun,
right.
dun, dun, dun.
All right. I think I'm a little bit quiet also.
Well, talk louder.
Okay, I will enunciate. So for the news today, the first thing we have is very exciting. We finally made partner on Twitch today officially.
Woo!
We have been applying for a long time. I think since like basically a month after we started and we were able to.
Well, we
And for whatever
they didn't give it to us, right? We hit all the requirements, and they said no. You haven't been on Twitch long enough to be a partner. You made it too fast.
basically, they're like you need more consistent numbers, and it's kind of like whatever. But we finally did it after a month of streaming. We
Thanks to you
like
guys.
I guess we're consistent enough to get those numbers up. So thank you guys.
What do we? So what do we get? What's our reward?
Our reward is that the viewers get to choose what color you dye your hair.
Wait, that's not part of being partner. That's a Wildlands
Oh
prompt.
no, for partner. Okay. For partner, you get a lot of different things. Like you get more emotes. We only have, I think, like a handful now, and then you can get up to like 50 when you do
Woo!
have the partner program.
So
There's custom badges.
people need to request some emotes and some badges and stuff, right? So we know.
Yeah.
Cool. What else? What else do we get?
Uh,
What else do we win?
I mean, we can customize different tiers that people can subscribe at if we like. We get direct contact with Twitch in case we have problems like our audio isn't working, except for that's more of a system
Glad
issue.
they solved
But
that.
yeah.
Yay! Well, thank you guys for thanks for getting pushing us over the. It's not even a finish line. It's like the start line. I don't know the partner line.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't juggle my daggers. Uh, so what else? What else is in the news besides us being big partners now?
So now that we're done with our Kickstarter, there's a few other Kickstarters that we still want to promote and give hype to. One of them is the Nord Games Kickstarter. I'm gonna grab a link real quick and put that in chat.
Yeah, it's a bunch of like
But
big war bands, orcs and hobgoblins and goblins and a big ogre, and I think they have
yeah,
kobolds as a stretch goal or something, or they were talking about it, and it's pretty cool.
very cool minis.
Yeah.
And then another Kickstarter that's going on that we're pretty excited about is Stat Trackers. We actually are pretty good friends with Jim. We've shared booths with them before.
Look, I got my
But
original stat checkers. First printing. He's upgraded them since. Yeah, stat checkers are awesome. Oh, here's some blank ones. I don't want to play. I don't want to play without him. And he's doing new. It's a whole bunch of new monsters and new stuff. And I don't know. Jim's an awesome dude, and he's running it out of his garage, or his basement with his wife. So it's a good dude to support. And he was, you know what? He was Stefan's DM back in the day when Stefan was younger. Jim DM'd for Stefan all the time. So he's old DF buddy. A good dude. And stat trackers are awesome. Like,
they are a very cool tool where they actually have like all the statistics of the players, hence the name stat trackers, on the card, and then you can slide them around on your DM screen, so you don't have to keep flipping around paper. And then they have monsters and stuff preloaded into them, and it's a really useful tool. A lot of people use. So
find a good monster. Yeah, look, you got your monster stat. All right, put that thing over there. Put that guy in the front, that guy in the back. It's like they're the best. You got everything. You don't have to open up a book, which is fantastic. What else do we have going besides our friends on Kickstarter? Because what a good platform, Kickstarter. It's a good community of folks.
What else is going on Kickstarter?
No, what other news do we have? What else is going on in the world of that?
In our okay, well, we have a build of the month coming up at the end of the month on the 23rd.
29th.
Oh, you told me 20. Okay.
Yeah. And when we're gonna do October's build of the month, we're shooting building of the build of the month on the 29th, and then we'll have build of the month out a couple of weeks later for you. So fun to be back in the build of the month saddle. And I think we're gonna do Hellscape. I think it'll be unless all the here's the thing, if all the Hellscape sells out of the store, do we still do Hellscape? Maybe not. So I don't know. We'll have to figure out. What else would you guys like to see if we don't do Hellscape? Let us know. But I'd like to do Hellscape. It'd be fun.
Hellscape, even if it does sell out, just because like now people have the new Hellscape set. Or I guess you have to build the sets on the web store too for it, don't you? Huh?
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do something weird with whatever sets don't sell out. We'll build something crazy with whatever's left. I don't know. We'll see.
But speaking of Hellscape selling out, it's going to be on the web store soon. Dwarven Forge soon.
Well, so here's the official here's the official word. Is we're currently scheduled to launch on the 22nd, which is Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. But there's a big asterisk. We want to make sure all our backers have their stuff yet, and there's been a holdup with our German packages, so we don't know the German status right now. So if everybody in Germany gets their stuff by Tuesday, we'll launch on Tuesday, which is the 22nd, I think. And then if we don't, we'll push it back to that Friday, which would be the 25th. And if that doesn't work out, then it'll push to the next week. I don't know. It all depends on when the eagle is landed. So I don't know whether it'll be. But it's important to us to make sure all the Kickstarter backers get their stuff first before it goes up on the store. But it's coming. It's imminent. It is looming. And then I think we might have a couple of Encounter 3s that'll go up later. We're still waiting on the container with the rest of the Encounter 3s, which I think land at the tail end of this month. And then if there's a couple left over, those will go up on the web store also. But I'm excited to see that go up. See what happens.
Ooh.
What else do we have?
That's all we have behind the news desk. Oh, wait, we have one more thing, but it was put after the news thing. The new Die Hard dice.
Okay, so let's look at some. All right, so that's all we need a news outro. All right, so we're gonna go to cool things now. So this is our friends at Die Hard Dice, who worked on dice for for Wildlands with, and who are just awesome. They did our die for Caverns Deep. Just amazing, super talented artists. They have a new dice range coming out on Friday, the Dracona line. So this is a standard sized D20. This was a prototype that Jess gave me, or a just a color test that she did because she knows I like purple. That they don't actually sell. It's their Mythica die with a double purple. It's hard to read because it's too much purple, but whatever. That's to show you the size of these things. So these are Dire D20s. This is their Dracona line, which is it's once again, it's some crazy wizardry because it's Die Hard dice, but there's these iridescent scales, dragon scales behind the numbers. Some of them are multicolored, like
Turn your mic around.
Oh yeah. And I actually brought that other lav home to put on, and I was getting everything else. There was so much dirt on the lens, and I didn't get there. But anyway, look at the color changing. You see these like crazy iridescent color changing scales, dragon scales on these things. They're outrageous. So there's a whole bunch of colors and whatever. These just showed up yesterday, and they go live on their website on Friday at some point, I think. I think there's gonna be a bunch of different colors and whatever. And how does this go from purple to green? I don't even understand. It's like crazy wizardry.
It's amazing.
I don't know if it reads on camera as much as it reads in real life, but it's ridiculous. There's dragon scales. It's like, yeah. So that's something to look forward to because they showed us these in November when they were here in November. No, by November I mean January. Whatever. I think it was January. It was before the world caught on fire. They showed us early samples of these things. I know it's like amazing. And now wrong camera. Where are we? There we go. And now here they are. Where like they exist. It's a long lead time. It's kind of like our stuff. So anyway, these are, and I think they have full size. They have sets of like regular polyhedral sets also in addition to the dyers. You can see the scales best in the dyers, but I'm excited to see what all the stuff is because these things are right. Does it read on?
If you were a dragon, do you know what your hoard would be? Like what your treasure pile would be?
Dice.
Dice?
Yeah, just sit on a giant pile of dice.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool. And I'd be a silver dragon. Justice says I'm a silver dragon.
Okay. Is there reasoning behind it?
They're kind and good-natured and have a mohawk. So.
Oh, nice. Okay, great. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, we'll take it. So those are Die Hard dice, Dracona dice coming on Friday. And then I think it's Friday. Oh man, I may have messed it up. I don't know. It's coming very soon. It should be Friday. I hope. I don't know. So then the other thing we have is our buddies at Steamforged sent us their samples of their epic encounters. So Russ from Steamforged sculpted Venkura the dragon for Wildlands, and this is he sculpted some of these guys. I don't know which. I don't know. He's their lead. He runs their sculpt department, so he's kind of dabbles with all of it. So I don't know which one's done, but he sent us some samples of these things, which are pretty cool. It's the idea is it's like it's a encounter in a box. So it's got stats. Firebrand Kobold Assassins. And it's got an encounter. It's got stats. It's got a map.
You might want to push it down a little bit. You can't.
Oh, I'll go to the overhead.
Or do that on your camera, maybe.
There you go.
There we go.
And what's cool is they made these maps in the Unreal Engine, so they exist in 3D. So they could put they do all their sculpting as 3D, so they could put their minis in the maps and then do like, cool video walkthroughs and stuff. It's pretty bonkers.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they have neat little maps and thing, and then a whole bunch of cool. Look at this. A whole bunch of cool sculpts ready to go. Oh wow. So the I guess a question for the viewers is, it smells terrible. This is unnatural. This is not like I've never smelled minis this bad.
That's not a common review people here on Unboxing.
No,
like I'm down with.
if you've ever unboxed wormwood, like wormwood stuff is so, it's like smells like beautiful.
You're right.
This smells terrible. Ask Hamster if the God tier stuff from those guys smelled terrible when he opened it. It's like
All right.
remarkably terrible. Wait, beautiful sculpts, but jeez. So the question is like, would it be neat? We were talking about maybe doing like a terrain tie-in with their epic encounters, where we would make a bundle of like a $50 bundle of terrain designed to go with the encounter, that you could they would sell in their store and we would sell in their store or whatever thing. Is that something people would be excited about? So you take like this map and we'd have, obviously not this one because these already exist, but we'd have, you'd have like a cool thing that you could put in the middle of this room and a thing you put here and a couple of bits, like some cool scatter stuff that you could put on the maps and use with the minis, and whatever. I don't know, is that a good idea or is that a bad idea?
There's a lot of excitement about it in the chat, and let's see. Rogue Jedi says, "I think that's a good gateway method for new buyers." So it sounds like something that they down for.
Oh, this is clever. So this is like the minions encounter and the boss encounter, and they connect together, and it has has counters for the kobolds if you don't have the other pack, and then man, this dragon. Besides smelling terrible, this dragon is huge. This is outrageous. This mold, I can't even like.
The size of your face?
Is what who?
Is that the size of your face?
I don't want to put my face near it. It smells terrible. You have to. Someone has to buy these just to see if they smell as terrible. Maybe they sense it. Like, maybe it's a practical joke. Maybe they put a stink bomb in here.
Look at oh my gosh! Look at the gold.
Yeah, this is cool. All right, let's put him. He might be too big for the close-up cam.
What kind of plastic does it feel like? Do Good Dirt would like to know.
It feels like
PVC or PLA.
It feels like bonesium. Feels like bones. Am I doing this wrong?
Did you know how much this box costs?
Oh, I think I think the boxes are $50, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, but I could be.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, they're pretty good. And what's neat, the Steamforge guys, they came to our office, I don't know, before the world caught on fire in like November or something, and they're very similar to Dwarven Forge. They're about 12 or 15 people, and it's the same. They're very similar scale to what we're doing. They've done a bunch of successful Kickstarters. They're kind of like our UK counterparts. This guy is too big to fit on the. I'm on the zoomed in lens. I have to get a wider lens. He's absolutely massive. It's a 4-inch base. Can you see his head? Wait.
It's an absolute unit.
Yeah, he's kind of got like dragon ears. I mean, obviously he's a dragon. He's got dragon. He's kind of got no, it's the wrong camera.
Like bat ears.
Yeah. Oh wait, let me turn this. Did this just die?
There we go. Ooh, he looks mean.
Yeah, he is not messing around. That guy, not so fun. Hang on, I'm gonna put get another light on him. Whew. All right, so people seem into the idea of like little cool encounter starter. Yeah, the idea is we need more startery stuff for people, right? Like we need good entry points.
Sun Talon says maybe you can match a build of the month up with one of their boxes.
Yeah, they have some stuff that is Wildlands friendly. That's coming in. That blows them out too much. In April, I think, of next year or something. We were talking with them about maybe doing something. I don't know. That guy's cool, right? Like a big
Amazing.
big boy. Let me pop out a couple of these kobolds too. Let's see these guys. Now, if they could do,
Zoltar. Oh, sorry.
no, you go.
Zoltar says apply a black wash and then dry brush it bright yellow.
Yeah. Hey, Stefano. What's going on? Look at these little guys. Yeah, so we'd probably have to do our set unpainted also to go with their unpainted stuff. But they've got all these cool little kobolds. This guy's riding a thing.
Oh. Stefan says Mohawk green. Should I start the poll?
Well, hang on, we're getting there. Hold on, slow it down.
Okay. Sorry, I'm got a lead foot.
Yeah. All right. So those are epic encounters from Steam Forged. I think they're supposed to go up September, which is this month, right? Yeah. So I think you can buy them now. I don't know. I should have done more research, but that's pretty cool. This kobold, this guy is awesome. Look at this. This guy, he's got, I don't even see him. He's got his head on. He's got two blades like strapped to his arms, and he's just like total berserker. Ooh, look at this. It's like a weird toad basilisk, which is originally our idea for a basilisk was a toad basilisk.
So maybe it's good that we
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Russ and Steamforged. Super cool. All right. So I think that's all of our homework. Let's
It looks like that you can buy epic encounters currently.
Yeah, this is the first one.
It's a pre-order, but you can like buy them and then get them shipped.
Well, they go, so they're gonna do them every 2 months. I think they're something like that. They're doing them every 2 months, and then this is the first batch. I think it's two. They're linked. They're two linked boxes every month, or every 2 months. So they were supposed to announce them at Gen Con and do all that, but turns out there was no Gen Con. So, all right. So let's talk about Wildlands. So
all right.
Yeah. So we have where do we even start on this? So let's talk about well, quickly go down because Stefan's champing at the bit for hair color. So let's talk about the five. So I'm gonna go back. We'll go back to wide camera. We'll go boop, boop, boop. All right. So, man, that was what an epic finish on that Kickstarter, right? What did we do? Like, we did 100K in the last 10 minutes, and 10K of it was in the last 90 seconds or something to break 4 million.
Yeah, much like last 100 seconds.
It was bonkers. It was a amazing sprint to the finish. You guys were, and just everybody was suddenly just pledging. It was like, it was amazing. And so we made a bunch of crazy promises at the end, and we did it. We broke 4 million. So we're gonna do all those things. So we talked about it, and we just sent out a text update today. But it's quickly they are we're gonna do a sci-fi set. So that's gonna be exciting. Who knows what form it's gonna take? It's probably gonna be a straight to the web store. Maybe it'll be a pre-order thing. But there's a lot of, especially with all of our LED technology and everything, like there's gonna be a lot of fun possibilities there. So we're gonna do something cool with sci-fi. For this, in this campaign, we're bringing the Fire Elemental Myrmidon back from Hellscape, and the fun surprise there. I guess if they tune in, they should deserve to get a surprise. So Toby's trying to get an LED in there. We're gonna see if we can make that work. So we're trying to get the LED illuminated Fire Myrmidon. That guy is just awesome. The double arcane arches are in, which I should have brought one here to show. Oh well, I should have brought the Myrmidon to show, but we don't have the cool new painted with the LED. But we'll show it when we get there. So the arches are in, which is awesome because Michelle did a bunch of really cool, and Eli did some cool ruins pieces that we ended up cutting. We cut most of the ruins pieces, like got held so that we could keep our SKUs down. We had too many factories, still not quite up to full speed, and yeah. So anyway, so we're bringing that one back, which I'm really excited about because it's good bread and butter building. Then we have 2 live games. So Stefan is going to run, or not live games, 2 private games. So Stefan is going to run a game for 1 lucky backer, and I'm going to run a game for 1 lucky backer, and we're going to pick them out of a hat or whatever. What's a digital version of picking out of a hat?
The digital version of a hat?
Yeah. Like, what do you say now? Like, what's...
Something you put on your head that's digital. Like,
I don't know. What's the digital version of like pulling a name out of a hat? Like, what's the actual? Because we're not gonna put 3,500 names in a hat and pull one out. Like, what's the?
Oh, we put them in an Excel sheet and then we hit random.
Okay, that just sounds so much less exciting than putting them in a hat.
I know.
Yeah.
Like.
So we're gonna put a bunch of names on an Excel sheet and randomly select one. Yay! At 2.
Well, we're gonna call the Excel sheet hat. So
I just broke that.
Draw a name out of the hat.
We yes, and so Stefan's gonna run a game for 1 backer and 5 friends or 4 friends, whatever. I'll run a game for 1 backer and 5 friends or 4 friends or enemies or frenemies or whatever. And it'll be your choice. You can do it either online or do it in person once it's safe to be in person. So that'll be exciting. So we'll when should we draw those? We should probably do it. Maybe we do it before the Pledge Manager, or maybe we do it like. Do we do a Pledge Manager launch? Ooh, is that a cool? Like, do we do a Pledge Manager launch stream or something, and then pull the names out of an Excel sheet, like live on the air, and announce people's names, and then have a couple of runners up in case the people don't want to do it? Because there's, someone might not want to do it, which is fine. Which something.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and then the last final promise made, promise kept is apparently Stefan promised everybody that I'd dye my hair if we broke 4 million, and but he said, you know what? He said, I'll join you in it because I instigated. So we're gonna dye our hair. What color? So here's the big question. How many people are watching? How many people do we have in here? 50 people? 60
We
people?
have 132.
All right, 132 lucky souls.
We also won the bet, by the way.
The what?
The bet.
What's the bet?
You and I had a bet where we were guessing numbers.
Oh yeah, who won
For
the?
Yeah.
Oh no, I realized we had an office poll about what we had a bet on what our final numbers were gonna be and all this stuff, and I have no idea. It's all buried in my DMs somewhere. I forgot. Remind me about that tomorrow.
No.
Yeah.
The bet about how many numbers we're gonna get tonight.
But remind me about the office pool on the Wildlands. Yeah. Good. Anyway, so we're gonna give you 5 choices of colors, and you get to vote on that. Now we're gonna open up a poll. So our choice. Because it's more fun than just. So Stefan said Wildlands green, so that's first choice. But we're gonna open it up and see what people want to do. So you could get crazy. You could do Wildlands green. You could do tried and true purple. I'm just saying that's because it's my favorite color. Crazy racing red, like hard cider red. Blue, like we did in the booth. We had at PAX Unplugged. We had blue hair day at the booth. So Nina's hair was blue. Selena's hair was blue. I dyed my hair blue. And anybody that showed up at the booth with blue hair got prizes, which is. That's surprising that we had probably, 15 people show up with blue hair, which was kind of cool. Or if you want to get crazy, pink is our final option. And I might even add some glitter on there for what the heck. So we're gonna start up a poll. How long should we run this poll for? 15 minutes? 10 minutes? 5 minutes? How long does it take?
I have it in for 5 minutes, but we can extend
five.
it if you like.
5 is perfect. All right, so we're gonna start a poll right now. What color are Stefan and I dyeing our hair? And go. All right. So while we're waiting on hair colors, we'll film it. Like Selena's very excited, by the way. She's like, this is she's a stranger to hair color. And we're not going to use Kool-Aid. Sorry, Mace.
Not at all.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about other things that we have coming up. So we're sending out the grid versus gridless survey tomorrow, I think. So we're going to ask people what their preference is, if see how many people actually want gridless versions. During the Kickstarter, there was a lot of support. It seemed like there was a lot of support for people wanting gridless terrain trays, maybe gridless battle boards, maybe gridless texture mats. But we'll see. We're going to send out a survey tomorrow. And it'll ask you what your preferences are and how many you plan to buy. And if we have some interest, we'll add some add-ons. You know, and if we've said it a couple times, we'll say it one more time. You know, unfortunately, we can't change out the pledges. All have the baked-in grid versions of everything. We can't fulfilling 2 versions of the pledges is murder on us. So, if you want gridless and you've got a pledge that has something grid in there, you'll have to buy them as add-ons. Oh man, it means we're probably gonna have to make packs that you can. Well, we'll see. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. So we got that coming out. Survey tomorrow.
Oh, sorry.
The what? Who?
Mr. Higgins says paint grids into your hair.
Gridded like a tartan, blue and pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other survey thing we're gonna do, we're gonna send a survey after the pledge manager, or maybe during, probably after. But we'd love to. We did this in, I think it was Hellscape. We'd love to get your feedback on our future Kickstarters, like what areas you're excited about, and what sort of features you're excited about, what sort of things you liked or didn't like in this campaign, what kind of sci-fi you'd be interested in, and there's a lot of stuff like, you know, was it worth us streaming live every single day? Like, how many, you know, did it? Because it turns out it was kind of, was it a lot of work, Mace?
It was a lot of work, but it was also like fun, and it seemed worth it. So I don't want to influence people's, you know, calls or on anything, but I personally was down to do streams every day. I just can't really think anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the question is, was it helpful? You know, was it helpful to people? Did it improve your Kickstarter experience to have a live stream every day for 26 days straight? And, you know, or, you know, were the videos helpful? Were the sample pledges helpful? Were the whatever? We're going to ask, you know, I've sort of asked all this stuff of what you'd like to see more of, what you didn't find helpful, and, you know, figure out how we can kind of direct our efforts on the next one. We're constantly trying to make the Kickstarter experience better for everybody, and trying new things. And I don't know, I mean, you know, as much as it was a little bit of a grind, I enjoyed streaming every day. Yeah, I don't know, I think it was just like a neat, I mean, but you know, I don't know how many we only have, you know, probably including replays, we had maybe 400 views to, you know, maybe tops of 500 views on most streams for things. So it's like, if only a seventh of the viewers are doing it, is it worth it, or is it I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but we'll see what the survey says. See if people found it helpful.
We have the hair results.
Oh, do we get a drum roll?
Yeah. What's the digital version of a drum roll?
Just a drum machine roll.
Okay. Well, yeah. I don't have that, but
no.
You're gonna get purple hair, baby.
My wife was rooting for pink. She was.
Yeah, I was rooting for pink or green, and we got purple by 1 vote. It was almost green.
Wow. How many votes did purple get?
26.
Nice. Yeah, color royalty. You can't go wrong. All right, Stefano, buckle up. Purple hair. Woo! So we're gonna send another survey, probably post pledge manager, or maybe it might even be during. I don't know. We want to. The one we did in Hellscape was really useful for Wildlands, so it might go out sooner as opposed to later, because I got a lot of good info from the last survey, so it'll be interesting to hear what people have to say. And there were people, we made the mistake last time of having a bunch of fill-in answers, and oh man, like you guys can write. Like there's a lot of excited people. There were like poor Tyler had to go through all the we had 2,000 responses and he had to go through like 2,000. I think we had 10 questions that had to write in answers times 2,000 surveys, so it was 20,000 things he had to compile. It was a lot, and then you have to manually say, well, this person's asking for waterfalls and this thing, and it was like, that was waterfalls was one of the ones from the survey that everybody was fired up about. But anyway, so we're not gonna have any fill-ins, I don't think, because it's too hard. But we're excited to hear what you guys have to say, or what how we can tailor things better. I'm kind of curious while we have people with comments here. What were people's favorite? What were your favorite aspects of the Kickstarter? Were there things that really? What were the things that made it special? Aside from our sparkling personalities.
Ooh, a lot of people are saying build challenges and the build streams were special.
Yeah, Toby in those build challenges is like it's amazing. He can jam out like a 1 foot build in like 20 minutes and have always a cool thing in there. Like those are good.
It's all that architect.
Yeah, Toby's no joke. I really like
interaction with the team was some people's favorite things.
And that's also one of
says battle boards.
Yay, battle boards! Well, I like the interaction is priceless to us. I would say the build stream that Toby and I did, where we each did a Heart of add-on plus one other add-on, and we're building concurrently, was a really fun one for me. Like, I don't know, just sort of rapidly just building out these, seeing how those pledges could work is neat. And what else did people love?
The live games, the Basilisk reveal, daily updates, and new add-ons to see.
The live games were really fun. They would have been more fun.
These were my favorite live games. Like, I'm biased, but also just watching them were like, I don't think I've seen anybody else play D&D in a manner online that was as entertaining to me, in my opinion.
Not that you're biased.
And everything, but
well, that's a question too. Is like we were thinking about doing another live game during the Pledge Manager phase. Like, I don't know, is it worth it? Do people it's a lot of work. Like, is it worth, like, does it help your experience, or you're buying, like, I don't know, is it worth, should we do one, I guess is the question, like, on this wonderfully unbiased group of 130 people, is the question. So then the other question I have is, what do you think what were the roughest patches on the Kickstarter? Like, what do we, if you were going to pick up one thing for us to improve upon in the next Kickstarter, what would it be? And you can be honest with us. Like, we're big folks. We're big kids. Well, we're all just kids, but we're adult kids.
yeah.
We can take it. Like, whatever. We've done 8 of these now, so like, we've heard tons of criticism, and take it. So I'm curious what people would, if they could improve one thing, what it would be.
The Kickstarter page.
Oh,
you guys look so fatigued.
We can't change the fatigue.
I missed stop animations.
The wait, one slow down. Wait, the Kickstarter page. First of all, is there's nothing you could, like. I don't know. Has anybody ever put up a Kickstarter page? MySpace had a better interface than Kickstarter, and MySpace was what, 15 years ago? How long ago was that? Yeah. The Kickstarter interface is absolutely terrible and staggeringly limiting, and there's a cap to how much stuff you can have on the page, and it crashes. It's just that platform is brutal. That's why we tried to build the website, but I don't know. But yeah, I agree. The Kickstarter page is just abysmal, and I don't know how to get around it. But yeah, we're working on that. What was the other one? Oh, and did anybody say
the other one? What's up?
Did anybody say is there anybody in favor of running a live game, or should we skip it?
Oh, people were excited for another live game. Yes.
I was hoping they'd say skip it so I didn't have to do
Oh,
it.
okay. Well,
No,
let's
I love playing D&D. It's just a lot of prep. It's a lot of um what uh what were the other thing? What were the other rough patches? They
um not having the heart pledges at the beginning of the Kickstarter was one of them.
but we fixed that mid
Um,
Kickstarter. Yeah, that was a miscalculation. I didn't, I, I knew there was kind of a gap in there, but I under anticipated how I don't know how popular that sort of that sweet spot would be. Um, but I think that's one of the things that I love about Kickstarter is that we have we have a really smart bunch. Like our community is smart and loud and passionate and we have our team. We had a ton of people manning the comments and social media and Discord and all these things. So we had a really good funnel of information coming back to home base about what people were saying, and a lot of people were saying, we need this mid-level RPG pledge and whatever. And so what's awesome about Kickstarter is that we can do that stuff on the fly, right? We can listen. We adjusted a bunch of packs or made a bunch of packs based on what people were asking, and those heart of add-ons were, I think, were a really successful sets that we could make based on what people were asking for and listen to what you kind of needed and adjust to it. So we fixed that one like on the during it. And maybe we lost some backers at the beginning because we didn't have those, but I don't know. And it's hard to I don't know. I don't know if other people do Kickstarters the way we do, but it's hard. You don't want to say right out of the gate hey, we can change things and do a lot of cool stuff because I don't know. It's hard. Maybe people are used to you get there and what you see is what you get, and it's not gonna evolve. But it's much more like our Kickstarters are like a D&D game, right? We write it like it's we have a plan, and then the players do something different where they adjust and we make it this cooler thing, and we get to we didn't know that the hard ups were going to be a part of the thing, but then the party was like, oh, we're doing this thing, and now we made them. And they're awesome. They're like one of the standout bits of it. So I don't know what else come of that, but yeah. What else? What else did they? What else did people? What else were the rough patches that we should work on?
um, Not having the best kit for pledges. Trees Mega Pack should have been a pledge, and the stretch goals were just plain bad.
Hang on. What? Not having what?
Not having the best kits for pledges. Trees Mega Pack should have been a pledge. Stretch goals were bad.
Trees Mega Pack as a pledge. Stretch goals are bad is a harder one to parse. We'll get to that in a second. So one of the challenges with our pledge levels, the pledge levels they're hard, right? Like they are, and part of our problem is because we do painted and unpainted, they all double. So we as it was, we had 20 something pledge levels, I think, or 19 pledge levels, or we had so many pledge levels, and you don't want to have too many. It's really hard to try and find, especially because we're trying to sell. We want to do the whole range from the $10 build your own up to like the $6,500 Uber Mega and sort of everything in between. And so having pledges that it can appeal to sort of every price point is really hard. I'd be curious what they think better kits would be. Like what are the ideal pledges, and wow, no, the pledges have always been tough. I mean, look at our Castles Kickstarter. We had some disastrous pledges in there, and they're pledges are tough, and we're never going to get it 100% right because we have such a wide range of backers and everything. That's why we have the build your own pledges. But the problem with those is then the whole is stretch goals and inclusion with that, and it's a whole other thing. And stretch goals are our whole other. We will never make everybody happy with all the stretch goals, and I don't know. I don't know. I want to just do a Kickstarter without stretch goals, but I think that would cause torches and pitchforks, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that would go well.
Yeah. No, but it's really hard. Like, I don't know. Everybody always complains about the stretch goals no matter what you do, unless, I don't know. Yeah, what would the ideal stretch goal scenario be? And I know everybody's gonna be like, oh well, if you spend $500 you get a pony, and then if you spend $1,000 you get two ponies, or whatever. Which is something we kind of kicked around, but it's executionally it's really hard. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of challenges. Then it means then there's nothing in the pledges slash if you're pledging. Like if you're just a $50 backer for a starter pack, it means you don't get any stretch goals, and like it means basically your threshold for buying in to get stretch goals is $500 or whatever, which is tough. And then unless you did like a variety of thresholds or something, I don't know. And then the pledge manager becomes really, if there's any choice in it, right? Unless it's just like a standard bundle. For $100 you get this bundle. For $500 you get this bundle. For $1,000 you get this bundle. For $2,000 you get this bundle. For $5,000 you get this bundle. Maybe, but then of course everybody's going to complain that the $5,000 bundle gets everything and the $100 bundle gets nothing, and I don't know. And then there's no choice. I like the biomes. There was a choice that you could sort of go where you get stuff themed to what you're doing, and I don't know. I'm curious to what people. We should start a Discord. I'm sure there's probably 9 threads already about what the best stretch goals in the world are, but they're also probably impractical. But no, I'm curious. Like we're always looking to. I would love to make the stretch goals a thing that everybody would be excited about, and I don't know what that silver bullet is. If you or the magic bullet or the magic, what's the +5 Holy Avenger on that? Like if someone can crack that, let us know. Well, because I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll try something different on the next one, but I'm sure people will be. I don't know. But yeah, stretch goals are they're hard. Did I ever tell? I mean, yeah, and part of the problem also with stretch goals is you don't know how successful the campaign's going to be from the get go, and you need to protect yourself in case it's not successful, but you also need to have the flexibility in case it's wildly successful, and you need to, like in our case, we don't want to make a bunch of, things like the wyvern was a stretch goal because we didn't want to make this wyvern unless we were over a certain threshold, similar with the basilisk, similar to whatever, and you need to, you're trying to add useful bits, but you want the pledges to be cool out of the gate, but you want to also be able to add neat things in versatility, but you want them to feel complete, but then you want to be able to add stuff that makes them feel even more interesting, but you have to, like, I don't know. It's a hard thing to get just right, and there's a lot of manufacturing constraints and thoughts, and I don't know. Yeah. Stretch goals, I don't know what the answer on stretch goals is, but they're but I'm curious if people have a much. Is there a Discord thread on stretch goals already? I'd love to hear what people's thoughts on, a realistic thoughts on what would be a good a stretch goal system that would be pleasing to everybody. And probably everybody's gonna be like, well, just give us a whole bunch of 6x6 floor tiles or something, which is not feasible. Although we had the whole knoll. We had the whole knoll popped up in a couple of things. We had a couple of 6x in there, but it's got to be the threshold of the buy-in on those sets has to be big enough. Like you can't throw a 6x6 floor into a $100 set. And that's the other thing is then the thresholds of the thing. Like it's a really I don't know. I'm curious if people because maybe our clever the Dwarven Army out there has a cool solution. We will listen.
On the writer's side, AK Yeti does say that their favorite Kickstarter was Hellscape, just simple and to the point. So.
Yeah. And short. Only 16 days. What any other rough patches that are any other good rough patches to dissect?
The all-in pledge didn't have the battle boards, and it didn't have everything in it. That would be a build your own. Somebody had commented. I'd lost the comments.
Well, the mega pledge had everything that was sculpted in it, but I didn't want to put the battle boards in there because I didn't know if people wanted it. Like it's not a sculpted terrain. It was a brand new thing. It was like, I feel like they're, I don't know. I don't think, I don't think Ryan Devoto, I don't think Soren like wants a bunch of battle boards in his big mega pledge. I think there's a bunch of mega pledge people who don't want that stuff, right? They're like sculpted terrain aficionados, and they don't really care about the terrain trays and battle boards or whatever, and they're there for the stuff. So I didn't want to shove in a bunch of a sort of a new product that people might not be interested in. Granted, the texture mats are in there, but they're also relatively affordable, so it didn't like jack the price up highly. And the battle boards are in a bunch of add-ons, so you can get them if they're all standalone add-ons, so they're easy enough to add if you wanted them. But I didn't want to bulk those up with stuff that people not like. Meanwhile, I put the dwarven the light puck in the fogger because I thought those were so super cool and unique that who doesn't want those. But that was my rationale on the battle boards. And that was the only thing missing were some battle boards and terrain trays. So,
Subtalon says you screwed up so much. You made $4 million.
I know. Maybe we could have made 5. Maybe we could have made 6. Yeah.
No way. No.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
This is the biggest we've had.
Yeah. Any other rough patches that because we want to do better. We want to make it a more fun experience for everybody. What was that?
Mostly just comments on stretch goals and how they would change.
Yeah. Well, that's and that's we want to hear your thoughts on stretch goals, right? Like why didn't what would you like to see in stretch goals? And maybe we have it's harder to do in a survey because it really needs you need a free answer thing where people can write in some stuff. I'd love a Discord thread on it or whatever, so we can get some brainstorming on it. Because we do, we'd love to make the stretch goals something that is that people get excited about. But also,
Chris did start a Wildlands post-mortem channel on Discord, so that's where we're collecting a lot of people's either compliments or like comments or like critiques that they would have about the Kickstarter. So you can join there, or like we're active on all our social media. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have customer service. You can email me, ota@dwarvenforge.
But we want to hear your critiques, right? We want to make these campaigns better for you, and we'd love to make the stretch goals more exciting for everybody. I feel like no matter what we do, there's always going to be somebody who's going to complain, but we'll try. We're gonna keep trying to make them exciting, or make them interesting, make them give you more versatility, more options, more whatever. More. Any other rough patches that are?
Toby? Yeah. Toby in HR says, would it be possible to do 3 Kickstarters for each biome? I don't know how Kickstarter works, but having the information separated would have been a godsend.
All concurrently, or that would have been.
I do not know.
Dude, how about that? Run 3 Kickstarters all at the same time?
I'm guessing it's 3 separate Kickstarters at 3 separate times.
The problem is, like, fundamentally the problem is it takes almost as much effort to run, like running Hellscape, which was a much smaller Kickstarter, took almost as much effort as it was to run Wildlands. So it's there's only so much we have in us to run these things. Well, I see somebody sneaking. Oh. My kids are sneaking a peek in here, see what's going on. Any other interesting rough patches of? I guess the problem, the answer to why we do big ones rather than smaller ones is like these Kickstarters are our chance to expand our product lines, right? And it's more advantageous to us to do one big one that can really expand and make a whole bunch of cool new pieces than it is to do a bunch of smaller ones. It's just easier. If we're going to do the whole thing, we might as well just do a big one and get just have, we have 100 and by the time Pledge Manager's done, we'll have 176 new sculpts that will have molds that we can now roll out for all this other cool stuff, which is awesome. So I know for wallet fatigue, smaller ones would be easier for people, but it's hard for us to. Yeah, it's just time. Although some people said they save up. Save up now. Start saving for the next one, and just put a big Adorn Forge kitty aside. Any other ones? We should go to the next thing.
You can go to the next thing.
All right. Yeah, because we want to hear. We obviously want to get better, and we want to make these as exciting and enjoyable as possible. And man, I don't know how to crack stretch goals, but we'll keep trying. They're well, did people enjoy the Caverns Deep stretch goals? I don't even remember. The problem with those is they were just murdered on the graphics team trying to shove stretch goals and all the add-ons, and it was like executionally tough. All right, so what things we going? Oh, so let's talk about the Pledge Manager. So here's what we're doing in the Pledge. Okay. So we have so currently we're on target conceptually to launch the Pledge Manager on October 16th. It may slide to the week after, but I doubt it. I think so far it looks like we're good for the 16th. So we'll get that thing up. Everything will be locked and loaded, and you can fire up your lock in your orders, and it'll run for at least 5 weeks. It'll go at least till November 20th. Maybe we'll go the next week. Is it weird I think the next week it would end on Black Friday. I don't know if that's weird or good. I don't know. But it would definitely be open for 5 weeks. Which I think is 20th. I don't know why I have November 20th in my head, but something like that. But anyway, somewhere around there, 5 or 6 weeks. And we're working on. Toby's gonna do a bunch of more sample pledges. Sample pledges were helpful to people, right? Seeing those sample builds of, hey, you take this set makes this and it costs that. So we do a bunch of those, some cool hybrid ones and some cool whatever. I'm gonna do a bunch of crazy compatibility builds of like, I don't know. I have a list of some fun stuff to put together. We're gonna do a few more videos, maybe some walkthroughs. Like, we'd love to hear what stuff would be helpful in making up your, what do you guys need to help make up your mind on the pledges. We'll see what we can generate there. Maybe we do a live game if that's fun. We have Aaron shooting a whole bunch of beauty. Yeah? What up, people?
People in the chat were also saying that if the live game was too much work, they would rather see a build challenge or like do a build.
Yeah. Or a series of build challenges.
Yeah.
Where? I guess partially it's just a lot of work because when doing it in the middle of a Kickstarter, everything's a lot of work because there's like just 1,000 decisions that have to be made at every day, and like the clock is ticking, and there's all these, everybody's excited and wants to see all this stuff, and you got a thing, and you got it. It's just like, oh, it's relentless. Good relentless. I like it, but it's wow. So yeah, so let us know what we can provide to you to help make your Pledge Manager decisions easier. I'd love to hear what people need. We're gonna have. What do we have? Oh, so we are. So here's what we got. So right now we have a couple new pieces. We have the Stefan stairs, which will be new in the Pledge Manager. And those are going to go into a mega pack and into probably the winding stair pack. We're reconfiguring a couple of packs to accommodate the cool new Stefan stairs, the double arcane arches. The Myrmidon will be a new pack in there. We have well here. Okay, so here's the thing. So the original plan was to offer the stretch goals as add-on packs. Like once we got to the Pledge Manager. Did you ever hear that? Is that something I talked about a lot about or no? Yeah, maybe. No. All right. Well, so maybe I didn't talk about it much, which is good because I'm changing my mind. So The
Okay.
yeah. Well, the original plan was to offer the stretch goal packs as standalone add-on packs in the Pledge Manager. But what they ended up with by the time we were done, they're weird packs. Like they're not like they're it's a weird collection of pieces. They're not really standalone. They're not like they're just it's just an odd it's an odd collection of pieces, and we're up against we're up against a SKU limit, and I'd much rather my latest plan is to not offer the stretch goal packs as standalone add-on packs, to use those SKUs to make actually like good like useful add-on packs that are a little more focused and are some things that people have been asking for, right? Because there's a lot of good requests out there, um, and I'd like to put packs out there that seem more useful, and like I just like the compositions of the add-on pack. They're just weird. They're not like I don't know. I just don't think any like I think there's so many cooler things that we could do. So I don't know what is it, something like 12 new packs slated, that are some good like there's a thing that's super nettle gorse heavy, and um, there's it sort of broke the ruins up, and there's some new ruins packs. There's some basic forest scatter. There's some of the small escarpment pieces that people are asking for as a pack. There's like I think it's a bunch of packs that are the things that were kind of lacking that I think will be exciting to people, and are more useful than this sort of weird hodgepodge of of pieces, right? I'd rather give people easier ways to buy the nettle gorse and easier ways to get the hollow hedges and um, easier ways to get the LEDs and I don't know, just easier ways to get the pieces that people are excited about rather than these weird amalgamations of sets. So that's the current plan. And we have
Okay.
yeah,
A lot of people are excited about this. Yeah.
well good. Okay, so wheels are emotion, so I hope it's exciting because it's like I don't know. I just rather like I'd rather offer packs that are what people want, and that makes sense. And yeah. Oh, here the other thing we're gonna try and do, um, is so we learned from Caverns Deep that a lot of the sets aren't sustainable for the web store. So what we're gonna try and do is uh, figure out what sets aren't sustainable for the web store, uh, before like before we launch the pledge manager, get an idea of what ones aren't something that we can probably offer again, and have a tag on those so you can know, hey, this is probably my only chance to get this set in this configuration. So it might help people sort of if they're leaning between two sets and one is looks like we'll probably be able to restock it and one looks like it'll only be in this Kickstarter, then they can get the one that's only in the Kickstarter, whatever. And it's not gonna be 100% accurate. Um, and hopefully all the pieces are things that you'll be able to buy at one point or another. We'll get them into packs that make sense, but a lot of these packs will not be sustainable for the web store. So we're trying flag as many of them as we can as, hey, this is something that probably won't ever exist in this configuration. Like stuff like the big giant pledges, Wyverstone Peak and Sorrow Isle and uh, Titan's Tooth Glade, like those probably won't make it to the. We'll have a couple that'll make it to the web store, but then when those are gone, they're gone. We're not going to restock those. So hopefully that'll be helpful to people in their decision making. But also let us know what else we can do to make your decisions easier, right? So you can kind of rest easy feeling like, okay, I got the pieces I'm going to need for what I want to, the kinds of things I want to build. I have all the information I need to make a decision, feel good about your choices, and so then 10 months when you get it, you're like, yes, I got the good stuff, and then you don't have to worry about missing out on stuff in the web store. So let us know, what else we can do to help you make it easier to make those decisions. Did anybody have any ideas of what they need?
Akira Maximus said, good idea. Limited edition notes would be great. Buy more of them now.
Yeah, or just and obviously some of them they're guesses, so some of them might be off a little bit and whatever. But at least you can help you make a more informed decision, at the time. Because once again, one of the reasons to do Kickstarter is this is guaranteed stock. Like all of these are in stock now. This is your chance to get them. It's hard for us to keep stuff in stock in the web store, so this is a chance to get in on it. what else do we have going on in the Pledge Manager? I don't know. Do people have questions about the Pledge Manager, about Kickstarter, about? Well,
I don't know how to pronounce this name, but C. Gautrow, I believe.
oh, so
How
gotcha.
about a smaller Kickstarter to update the molds for hard to replace pieces to make restock friendly molds?
It's the molds aren't most of the molds aren't the problem. Sometimes the molds are a problem, right? Sometimes we'll have 6 pieces in a mold and we only want one of them, and we have to run a bunch of stuff. It's the quantities that are the problem, right? We want to make 3,000 of a thing if we're gonna make it, and some of these things are hard to make 3,000 of. Like some of these crazy big pieces or things or whatever. So it's the molds aren't the problem so much as our quantities, right? We need Reaper level quantities, right? Where there's Reaper has like a 0 at the end of all of their quantities that we don't have. So we're a lot of it is just minimum order quantities. So that's sort of the bigger problem. Like, I don't know, do 3,000 people need an Apex Primordial? Maybe. I mean, they should, but I don't know if they do. So some of these are harder to do. But it's a neat idea. Like,
Akira.
we could do like a weird rebundling Kickstarter. Although that should just be a pre-order, not a Kickstarter. Kickstarter should be for new. I mean, at least for us, like the point of doing Kickstarter is it's getting, it's getting the capital up front to make these new molds and these new sets and stuff. Wow, but we could maybe.
I think pre-order is a great answer. There is a comment from Akira Maximus that kind of ties into that. He says, your web store really, really needs to be fully restocked. I know I've said it before, but I know buying patterns. If people can't find what they want now and buy it, then they will shop elsewhere with limited income, even if that means lesser quality.
The problem is we've got to cut 75% of the sets that are on our web store and replace them. We need less sets that are easier to sustain. Like, we don't have the capital to be able to stock every set that's on our web store because we need the quantities. Once again, the quantities we need to fill all of those are way too high. Like, we wouldn't be able to, like, we can't bankroll that. Like, it's too many sets times too much quantity to do. What we need to do, which at some point is like we need to literally clear out 75% of the sets on their store and make a much tighter focused collection of sets, which is what we're doing with the Caverns core sets, which are coming soon. I don't know. So yeah. Well, we took sort of the best of Caverns and made a small, a medium, or was like a starter, a core, and a mega, which we'll keep in stock forever, and have like kind of give you everything you need for basic Cavern stuff, and then you can supplement with some other sets. But yeah, I'm with you on there. I wish we had everything in stock all the time.
On the table says, what about Triple Heart Pledge? Will it be an add-on or a standalone pledge, and what are the pricings or extras with it?
Standalone pledge. This is a great. I totally forgot about that. Yes, standalone pledge, and it. I don't know the pricing. I don't know any more details yet on it, but it will be a standalone pledge, and it should be pretty popular, hopefully, because it's I think it's gonna be a cool one. I'll tell you, man, if you've got one Dread Hollow forest and you get the Heart of the Forest, or even the triple hearts, the Heart of the Wilds, like, you can have everything. If you get Heart of the Swamp or Heart of the Forest plus Dread Hollow, like, you're gonna have enough to make every basic forest encounter you'd want. Like, it's a good combo. That was what I did on that one build challenge, right? I did Heart of the Forest plus, or Heart of the Swamp plus a Dread Hollow Forest, and it's great. You could just build all sorts of. Anyway, that's my Gosh, that'll be coming. That's a very good question. What other questions do people have about the Pledge Manager? big dragon. It's like
About the pledge manager, I'm not seeing many.
or about Wildlands or about
The
life.
the restock coming up.
Oh, what's the question about the restock? When is it?
When is the next restock and what is in store? People are asking also if Dread Hollow is going to be in store before Black Friday.
It's so the man we had something we had a container held. I don't remember. It was something delayed or whatever. We have a restock coming. When is the restock coming? I feel like it's gonna come in the middle of the pledge manager, or now. I don't know. I can't. We have so many. I can't keep track of them. But we got. Then they were delayed, and it was a whole. I don't know. It turns out the world is still in a pandemic. Things aren't moving as fast as they would. But there's a restock coming. The Dread Hollow stuff isn't gonna land until right around Black Friday or right after Black Friday. But it is en route, or it will be, and it's coming. But it's not going to hit until tail end of November, beginning of December. And we'll do more. We'll do an update. But we've had some really, like, these last couple of restocks have not gone smooth. Like, the shipping hasn't gone smoothly. Like, it's definitely been. Eric's been pulling his hair out. Well, he doesn't have any hair, but he's been driving he's been buffing his head in exasperation. Because it's the times are not what we projected. So we will get there. It is incoming. The best thing to do is follow us on social media or sign up for our mailing list, and we'll let you know as soon as as soon as we have hard dates on these things. Because it's been really elusive. It's tough. It's frustrating on our end too. Like, we want to be able to just give you hard deadlines, and it's not all there yet.
Wow. We have one more pledge manager question. Seraphis the Bland would like to know if Cattails will make it into the pledge manager.
Cattails did not make it. They have long live the Cattails. That would be a fun giveaway. Would be some of the cattail prototypes, because they don't exist anywhere.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a good one. We didn't do a giveaway today, did we?
Nope.
Is it too late to do a giveaway? What time is it? Should we?
It is not a giveaway.
Let's do a giveaway.
All right.
What's a good word, Mace?
What should the word be? I pick a word?
Yeah, you pick a word. A good word.
Okay. I'm gonna do hat.
Hat?
Yeah, nice, easy. We brought it up earlier, and it's all I can think about. It's on the top of my head.
Hat. We're drawing a name out of a hat, as it were?
Yeah.
Yeah, so type in hat. What are we going to give people?
What are we going to give people?
We give you a starter dungeon?
You did just mention a pretty cool prize.
All right, let's do it. Yeah.
That.
We are going to give you... Should we give them a starter dungeon and cattails? Is that crazy?
I don't think that's crazy.
All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. You're such an enabler. All right, we're going to give you some cattails prototypes, which don't exist anywhere except in the studio, and a painted starter dungeon. So you have to type hat with like 6 T's, right? No.
Just 1 T.
Yeah,
U.S. only.
HAT. You have to be domestic or have a domestic mailing address. You have to type hat into the chat. Ooh. And you can win some cattails. Thanks, Seraphis. That was a good idea. Woo!
They're very excited.
Good. So we have a couple of new. So speaking of the new things, so coming in the Pledge Manager, we have the Stefan Stairs, we have the Double Arcane Arch, we have the Myrmidon, we have I'm still sorting out. We may have some Phantasmal filters. We're working with something, trying to do Phantasmal filters that will work with the light panels from Hellscape and with the new Dwarven Light Puck. So not guaranteed yet, but noodling with him. Um, and we have somewhere between 1 and 3 limited edition resin pieces. One of which is the Threshold of Worlds that Eli's been working on, and
Ooh,
he's gonna be working right up until like October 9th. Like I think we're gonna have to show the master the clay
wow.
sculpt. Yeah, he's going bonkers with details. So that'll that'll be in there. We don't know the pricing yet. It's probably gonna be expensive because it's big and it's 2 pieces and whatever. But it's gonna be a really cool art piece. Michelle is working on something, and that's gonna be cool. We'll show a sneak peek maybe next week, um, as progress comes along. Unless do people like the sneak peeks? Is it fun or is it better to be surprised altogether? What's
Are you kidding? People love
I don't
these.
know. Sometimes people like to be surprised. My wife does not like to be surprised. Talia, no surprise. But some people like.
Really?
Yeah, no, she can't stand a surprise. She wants to know now.
People saying sneak peek.
Yeah. Um, and then Nina's been sketching up something, and we'll see. We'll see how that evolves into a thing. So yeah, so we have the. I think that's. Oh, there might be maybe 1 or 2 other little things, literally little things. Um, but yeah, couple little tiny bits potentially. And that's it. Not a ton. I mean, we once again we have a kind of we have a sculpt limit on this, which we already went over, but uh, and we're see what we do. But and the reason behind someone in the update today said that they're really sad to see that the Threshold of Worlds is going to be resin only. It's not practical to cast in Dwarvenite. It would be the molds would be very both expensive and difficult because the way it's shaped. And we're doing it as like a cool. This is like it's a thank you art piece that we do because we're so wonderfully successful. And it's like it's a now or never, like this is it kind of want to do like a neat thing, like, hey, if you were here, this is a souvenir you could get for being part of Wildlands, and nobody else will be able to get these. We'll have a couple extras which we'll give away at like some charity auctions and stuff or whatever down the line. But similar with the Hellgate and the Den of Evil Hellgate and the Dread Portal from Hellscape. I think we've got 20 extras or something left over. Like once all roughly like that. Once all the missing and damages or whatever dealt with. So we'll probably those will pop up over the next couple of years over for some charity events and whatever. Like if Lost Odyssey does another thing to raise money for autism or whatever. Maybe there's another Black Lives Matters thing. We can do a couple of these cool limited edition things, like something to support a good cause. So they're neat. But other than that, other than if you're not in the Kickstarter, you can't get it unless it's to support like a charity thing or whatever.
It's also nice for people who are like part of the OG crowd of Dwarven Forge people who like resin a lot.
Yeah, it's a collector. It's a collector thing, and say, hey, like everybody who's got the Realm of the Ancients entrance piece in resin, like they feel awesome. Like was it Zach Hagen, Anime Sensei, did like a neat build with all he has got his limited edition resin bits from all the different eras, and he was like happily put them together in a thing to show like his support over the years and stuff. It's kind of a neat little badge.
Speaking of builds, we do have
Yeah.
a fan build.
Oh yeah, yeah. What we do? Let's let's do this. We'll show the fan build and then we'll do the drawing. Hats, hat singular, HAT. If you want a chance to win some cattails and a starter dungeon, painted starter dungeon, domestic only type hat. In the meantime, we've got photo of the week. We have. So what? Tell us about this build, Mace. What did we win?
Alright. This build was submitted by the Six of Clubs, who this is his very first dungeon, I believe, first set of Dwarvenite in general. And I think he might even be in chat, but he sent this on Discord and said that he was building it with his children, which is very nice.
And that might be one of his children off to the left there. It's the best. Building DF with your kids is awesome, I will attest. playing D&D on it with your kids is even better too. Well, different kinds of fun.
Oh yeah, I bet that's a blast.
Man, when I
I feel
do,
like playing games with kids in general would just be a really fun time.
yeah. Oh, it really is. I've been playing D&D with my brother and his kids and Grayson, my older son, and who's 8. So it's 8, 9, and 11. I think Kevin's 11, and my brother, and it's just the best. Like playing with kids where they're just kind of like they don't have a lot of the rules built in. Slash, they kind of just want to kill everything, no matter what. It's fun. And then when I have a build on the table, and Grayson is like dying to get to it. He's like, get over this role play so I can just get to the build and start killing stuff. Like I want to. Well, thanks for what was it? The Ace of 6 of clubs, 6 of hearts, Ace of hearts, Ace of 6, 6 of clubs.
Uh,
Well, thank you for sending in that build, and building with your kids and all your support. We appreciate it. All right, so let's do a drawing. See who wins some stuff.
right. So the winner of some stuff is our Foxy 8.
Our Foxy. Ooh. And whose idea was it to give away cattails?
That was not my idea, but I highly encourage it.
No. Who? Well, congratulations. We'll whisper you. No,
I'll take
who brought it up in the comments?
Oh, Seraphis, the blend.
Seraphis, who's been here forever. So you know what? We should send Seraphis a cattails clump as thanks for kicking off this idea. So let's get Seraphis's info, and we don't have a lot of cattails either, so we gotta ration these things out. And Foxy, what is it? Are you Foxy? Foxy clubs? Foxy.
Our Foxy 8.
Our Foxy 8. We'll get your info. We'll send you a starter dungeon and some super rare cattails prototypes. Woo! So, are there any other questions before we wrap this thing up? Did I cover everything? Favorite bits?
I think you covered everything I have. Lots of congrats in the chat now, so any questions are kind of buried. Spoonbender says that they would buy stock in DF.
Ooh. Yeah, we don't have stock because then we'd have to answer to our stockholders. And we don't want to answer to anyone. We just want to be able to, let's do a sci-fi set. All right, we'll do a sci-fi set. But you know how you buy stock in DF? You invest in our Kickstarters, right? That's the closest you can get. You're putting money down up front for a product you'll get 10 months later, or whatever it is. Is it 10 months? Something like that. And saying, hey, I believe in this thing. Yeah, I believe in this company. I believe in this team. I believe in this product. I want to make it happen. Here's some money up front, and your dividends are you get it in stock, and you have a discount on it. It's cheaper than it will be on the web store. Plus, you were part of making the thing happen, and you can hopefully be part of the community, all the crazy the comments and the all the wild threads between Discord and the forums and everything. It's like it's a wild ride. So that's the closest we have to stockholders right now, and it's better, right? It's so much cooler. Like our backers are so much cooler than like a board of shareholders or something, like because they're awesome and they're smart and they're clever and they're funny and they're ridiculous and and they have a lot of good ideas. Like Wildlands was so much better because of our feedback from our fans. Like we have like the community made the Kickstarter better, both in what we're offering and just the experience at our end. Like it's really fun. Like you're an entertaining bunch to entertain, as it were.
The amount of puns that they come up with too is like it's shocking. I haven't heard a lot of this before, but it's very clever. Like we're with like people.
Yeah, no, it's good people. Appreciate it. Cool. Are there any other questions or or things that people want to know before we get out of here?
Let me see. We love our backers. I get to keep sculpting. Sculpting, says Michelle.
Poor Michelle sculpted. She sculpted so many runes pieces that got thrown into the freezer. Like it still just kept trucking on. She's a champ. But she's got a.
The gentleman Wake wants to know if you can reconfigure the escarpment mega to not include the cliff-sized piece.
You know what? You know what, Mr. Wake? Mr. Wake. It has, so it's a mega, so I wanted to have everything in it. And it's got a couple of it's got the ledges in there so you can make it escarpment height. So I could demo it. Of course I don't have any pieces cuz I'm home and not at the office, but it has just enough ledges in there so you can build it in line with the escarpments, and then it gives you that cool hidey hole piece because that thing is cool. That little hidden, like you pop the stair in there, and it's a secret passage, or it's not, or it's a hole. It's like it's a cool piece. You want that piece in your build. So it has the pieces so you can build it in line with your escarpments, and I'm telling you, you're not gonna regret. If you get the mega pack, you're gonna be like, man, I'm so glad I have this cool little hidey hole bit in there. I think that right, it's just that and the cutout which supports the hidey hole. Uh, Aren't those the only cliff height pieces that are in there?
Um,
I don't know.
I'm not really. I have no idea.
Yeah.
My
Well,
brain is goo right now. I can't
yeah,
remember
but
this week.
I think that was the only one in there. It's I put enough pieces. I put the pieces in there so you could light it up, and trust me, you're gonna be glad you have that piece because it's awesome. And plus that cutout piece, I gotta like when you build in line, you can put your castle in line with your like bake it into your mountain, and it's like you're gonna be happy that you have these pieces. They look on paper, it may look like they were extraneous things that are making that $620 set or whatever it is, $590 set instead of a $570 set, but they're worth it. It's like you telling you want these. They're like there's a mega pack. You gotta have everything. I'm telling you, they're like those pieces are gold. Right. But I like keep that kind of feedback coming, right? Like we love, we've tweaked some of these sets to make them better based on your feedback. So like keep it coming. Like there's, just because I don't always agree with it doesn't mean I don't keep it. We want to hear your thoughts on this stuff. But those clips that those
Yeah,
ones,
and then we can like give the reasons on why things are
yeah,
the way they are if they're just like, Momo, no,
Momo.
no.
He wants. Give him his cameo. Give him his cameo. He saw the dragon. He's like, whoa, whoa.
You see him?
Hey, Momo.
Hi. No. Okay.
It's the best.
Momo. Calm down.
All right. Well, we should. If there's no other burning questions, we should call it a night. I think.
All right. And then if you guys do have burning questions that I miss, feel free to put them in Discord or hit us up on social or email me, ota@dwarvenforge.
On the Anvil, ota@dwarvenforge.com.
Yeah.
And we will. I think we'll be back next week, right? Should we just go back to our weekly? I don't know. Do people?
Heck yeah.
Do people want it to be weekly? Do you guys want to see? Should we keep doing this every week? Should we? All right.
Big Taro says weekly is nice. Lots of yes. Weekly is great. Weekly, yes.
I want to paint this dragon.
You want to paint him?
Yeah. I'm just not going to work tomorrow and I'm going to paint a dragon instead. Is that okay? What?
You want to paint with hamster?
That's tomorrow night, right? I can't. I got to be with. I haven't seen my family in like 6 weeks. I gotta hang out. But if you
want to say that and do a painting of it in the future,
maybe I'll do a painting with a hamster. One of these. It's hard. Back to back with on the Anvil is tough. So if it was like on another night, we could do. I would love to sit down and paint. But the problem is he's gonna shame me with like I'm like a 0 level peasant painter, and he is like a dual wielding. He's like a 16th level ranger / 4th level barbarian dual wielding paintbrushes and like, yeah.
Well, just think about it as the same way as you see like a novice director or like video person. Like they're just learning. They're at a different step, you know? He's not
Fair.
gonna judge you. And
Fair.
I'm sure you paint fine. You've been painting for years.
Not. I mean, I painted for years when I was between like 13 and 17. I painted a lot of minis, and then I basically hadn't painted any until 6 months ago, and then I painted a couple, and then I started a really big one for a live stream that for one of our games we're gonna do, and then I realized that there's no way I'm gonna get this done. I have a Kickstarter to do, so I haven't tried. But this I want to paint. Anyway, let's get out of here. Let's.
All right.
So we will be back next week. Tomorrow night, hamster. What's talk to me about the hobby hang.
So hobby hang is where pretty much Hamster's gonna always be painting, but he's also gonna host somebody else from the office doing like maybe a different craft that they have. Like maybe Nina will be sculpting, or if Nina gets really into bracelet making and wants to turn our gemstones. Oh, Michelle does that. She turns our pieces into necklaces and stuff. Maybe we'll have something like that, but it's not strictly painting all the time. It's just gonna be a lot of painting and a lot of crafts. It's a lot of fun.
Crafts are fun. Could build some LARP
Crafts
armor. So tomorrow, what's tomorrow night? Is he's gonna be painting, and who else is
He's gonna be painting. I think Chris is also going to be painting. So that'll be fun. It's 2 minis.
Cool. Sounds
at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern. So it doesn't collide with Critical Role.
Right.
Good plan. And then we'll be back next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then every week after that. And building of the month on Tuesday the 29th. I think, that'll be great. That'll be back-to-back streams. Bye, Momo. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Sorry we couldn't get our audio working. Thanks to a restart, it's up and running. And let us know, if you've got ideas for what you'd like to see in some of these episodes. Let us know, because we love your ideas. You've got some good ones. We've done a couple of really fun episodes based on people's suggestions. So I can't think of what any of them are, but I know they happened. All right, that's it.
Yeah. All right.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you in the Pledge Manager. How do I stop it?